Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on this Friday evening. I'm Stan Boney, up ahead on 33 News at 5:30. Vice President Joe Biden in town today talking to auto workers and wasting no time attacking the Romney-Ryan ticket.
I'm Jerry Ricciuti. Vice President Biden also made an unannounced trip to the Canfield Fair, and I'll have details on that.
And we are now in the warning period of a texting and driving ban in effect for Ohio. 33 News at 5:30 starts now.
From WYTV, this is 33 News at 5:30 in high definition.
Well, today was Joe Biden's 5th trip to the Youngstown area since being first nominated as vice president. He apparently feels right at home here. His visit today included 3 stops: Warren, Canfield, and he began the day at the UAW Local 1714 Union Hall in Lordstown. And that's where we begin our coverage this evening with Jeff Coolidge.
Stan, the vice president, when he took to stage, the first thing that he told the crowd was, as the son of an automobile man, this makes me feel good.
What an honor and pleasure for me to introduce our Vice President of the United States of America, Joe Biden.
A boisterous applause at the UAW Local 1714 Hall as Vice President Joe Biden shook hands with the crowd and then took to the stage. Biden quickly got down to business and went on the attack against the GOP ticket.
And they call their plan, I love this, they call their plan new, bold, and gutsy. Well, guys, in the neighborhood I grew up in, the place I come from, there's nothing gutsy about giving another $1 trillion in tax breaks to millionaires.
Biden talked mostly about the Obama administration's bailout of the auto industry, criticizing Mitt Romney for opposing the rescue plan. He then told the crowd Paul Ryan needs to brush up on his homework regarding a closed GM plant in his hometown. He says it didn't happen under Obama's watch.
What he didn't tell you is the plant in Janesville actually closed when President Bush was still in office.
Lordstown workers say they were excited the vice president chose their hall to speak at.
Anytime somebody like that comes to your house, it's a great feeling. I think it was exciting for our members. Our members have worked really hard in the plant to make good things happen in the valley. It hasn't gone unnoticed.
And don't expect this to be the last time that a presidential candidate or vice presidential candidate comes through the valley. We're told there's plenty of campaigning left before the November election. In Lordstown, Jeff Coolidge, 33 News.
Well, most of the crowd of about 200 people were auto workers, many of whom credit President Obama and Vice President Biden with bailing out General Motors after the company declared bankruptcy. After the speech, they were pleased with what the VP had to say.
I'm one of the ones that got a job because of Obama. I'm a new hire at GM. I started in January. My seniority date is in April. I'm able to provide a very great living for my family. We just bought a house this year, so a lot of good things came out of this, and I'm standing on the mountaintop saying thank you very much, Obama.
I thought it was great. I thought it's good for everybody. I think it's good for the country, and I think, he's got a lot of good ideas, and we're going to keep going with Obama and Biden.
I thought it was great, but he's for the people like we, the little people, I say, but we are big and hard.
About a half mile from the Union Hall, near a railroad crossing in Lordstown, members of the Romney-Ryan campaign set up a bus of their own. Those on board say the Obama-Biden ticket has not offered solutions to the challenges facing Ohio.
Certainly Ohio is frequently traveled terrain for the president and the vice president. We like to take the opportunity to help set the record straight on a lot of the empty rhetoric and the bloviations that have come to define their campaign here in the state of Ohio.
The Romney bus travels all around the country with those on board trying to set the record straight whenever and wherever they can. Well, the Canfield Fair has long been a good place to mix politics and fun, and that's how the vice president ended his day in the area with a trip to the fair. Jerry Ricciuti was at the fairgrounds as well, and he joins us live here tonight. Jerry.
Stan, for those who decided this would be their day for the Canfield Fair this year, it turned out to be a pretty memorable experience. Joe Biden's entourage walked its way up through the main midway near the grandstand, the vice president wearing shirt sleeves and sunglasses, taking time to stop along the way at stands as well as shake hands and take pictures. Although there had been some speculation earlier in the week Mr. Biden would be spending more of his time in the valley today, the visit to the fairgrounds took many by surprise.
that they would stop spontaneously and do this, you know, I mean, what a security risk. What, you know, it's just incredible. And Joe Biden, a man of the people, you know.
Instead of a canned speech or anything like that, it's just getting out there and talking to people, relating to them, and see what people are up against.
Now traveling with the Vice President in Canfield, both Valley Congressman Tim Ryan and former Governor Ted Strickland. Along the way, Mr. Biden stopped to meet and greet the party faithful at the Democrat tent nearby, then walked over to grab a snack at one of the food stands. We're told he got some fried cheese. After getting a photo taken with the Vice President, one woman called the Biden visit a once-in-a-lifetime event. Now both she and her daughter have cell phone pictures to prove it. Stan?
As far as you know, is this the first sitting vice president or president ever to appear at the fair?
In my 25 years of doing this in town, yeah, that's the first time we've ever seen that.
Never
Governors, senators, but never a vice president.
All right, Jared, thanks a lot. Well, 3 days of the Republican convention, followed by a visit by the vice president, phone calls, commercials. Is this more politics than one person can handle? Political campaigns are no longer just the candidates. The campaigns are now controlled by special interest groups and super PACs. And that often means a barrage of phone calls and television commercials leading up to Election Day. Some fairgoers in Canfield say they've already had enough.
And I get tired watching TV because every 15 minutes there's some kind of a political ad on there, something, and it's always negative. It's nobody's selling themselves.
Absolutely. I think it's too much. I think they call it at bad times of the day. I find myself either not answering the phone, or as soon as I hear the recording, I hang up.
Some people we talked with today said all the ads and phone calls are simply a waste of money and do not influence their decision. Former Mahoning County judge turned federal judge Peter Economist today made a controversial decision affecting how Ohioans will vote. Judge Economist restored early voting rights in Ohio for the 3 days before Election Day. The voting issue had become a contentious one between Republicans and Democrats. The Obama campaign had even sued the Secretary of State over the legality of the law, and for now the Obama campaign has won. Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine, however, says he will appeal. The state of Ohio is easing into the law, banning texting and driving. It begins today, but no one will be ticketed just yet. Law enforcement will treat the first 6 months as a warning period. Tickets will not be issued. The law covers all drivers, but for those under 18, texting and driving and using a cell phone even is a primary offense.
Law enforcement would be able to stop any type of juvenile offender for using a cell phone of any means, whether it be any type of electronic device, whether they're using it for texting or whether they're using it as a cell phone.
For drivers over 18, it's a secondary offense, meaning there has to be another violation involved before a driver can be stopped for using a cell phone while driving. Videotape showing a Mahoning County Sheriff's deputy allegedly assaulting an inmate has been released. Inmate Dunick Christian claims he was assaulted and injured while being transported from the courthouse to the Justice Center. The video shows Deputy William Horn hitting Christian several times. Both Deputy Horn and Deputy Kip Danks are on paid administrative leave. Officials with the deputies' union said they were disappointed that the video was released before the investigation was complete. Wine enthusiasts take note. A new winery is now open. It's called Halliday's Winery, and it's located on the same property as the Old Dutch Mill Golf Course in Lake Milton. Owners Ron and Mike Burchak offer 6 new wines produced by DeBon, the winery in Madison. They even named the winery after the town's founder, Jesse Halliday. The winery will host its official grand opening next weekend. Should the remnants of Hurricane Isaac make it here, officials at the Canfield Fair say they are ready. Each year, the Fair Board improves the drainage systems in the parking lots, most of which are in fields around the fairgrounds. If the weather does get bad, they will use higher spots and park people there. Buses will also run from Canfield High School to the fairgrounds Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, starting at noon and going until midnight.
We also have a tow truck company that we lease that if somebody needs pulled out, you know, they hook on to them and they pull them out. So we're set up for all that stuff. So we don't anticipate anything, but the fields are drained, so they drain really good.
That is Fair Board President Chuck Booth, who says the drainage is good along the midways, so there should be no problems with that. So the question is, will Isaac's remnants make it here? Here's Kirsty Zontini.
Thanks, Dan. Well, they are on their way. If we take a look at our radar, you can see that counterclockwise flow. That is the remnants of Isaac. That low pressure system pooling a lot of that moisture on through, even giving some scattered showers and storms now towards Columbus. So southwest Ohio already starting to see some scattered activity. That localized heavy rainfall, if we put the current model into motion, you can see it is moving through. Here you go, Friday afternoon. They're pretty on with where the low is located. Takes that right turn, heads towards Ohio, and then kind of dips down to the south a bit more. So by Monday, that's going to be our day where we could see that localized heavy rainfall. Fortunately, that falls on Labor Day and also the last day of the fair. So we'll see scattered activity through Sunday and then that heavy rainfall starting on Monday. So unfortunately, it is looking like we will have that wet weather just in time for the end of the fair. But they do seem to be pretty prepared, Stan, so that is a good thing. I'll have more details on what you can expect, though, coming up in my 7-day.
All right, thanks, Kirsty. When we come back, as the Muscular Dystrophy Association prepares for its big weekend, we'll talk live with 2 people who deal with the patients. And it appears chocolate has a specific benefit for men. Glenn Rome takes a look in tonight's Local Health. Live from the newsroom, this is 33 News at 5:30.